This Yeti, it's been a long day. Do me a favor, just say over and out for everybody. Please. Right now. Thank you. Want to hear a Bigfoot story real quick? I'm sitting here hoping this wind calms down. You could probably hear it. So I'm in in New Jersey, right? And we have these power lines. I live where there's a lot of country. And even though it's a wealthy area, it's called Morris County. It's beautiful. You can Google it. And my buddy owns property that butts up to the state land, which is kind of like your version of a national forest, but it's just smaller. And then, the power lines go through there, all that. And of course, we all ride our quads in the power lines, things like that. So me and this guy, Ben, who is one of my best buddies next door neighbors, I see a TP just now as I'm saying this. We're on our bike. We're on, I forget what I was even riding. They did that. And we're sitting there. Try that. We just stop in the power lines, just sitting there. Right? And then all of a sudden, I'm a terrible storyteller. But it's true, I promise. All of a sudden, this tree, right? So we're just sitting there, we're talking, we're having like an intellectual kind of, he thinks he's like knows everything. So I'm trying to like explain to him something, he always has like a different point of view. So it's like, I remember that we're talking, and all of a sudden this tree, it's, if in my memory serves me right, about 100 feet down the trail, just starts going like this, whoopsh, whoopsh, whoopsh. Like it's going like this, so once it went back straight or any further, you couldn't see it for the way the bushes were, but it would come all the way out, touch the ground, come all the way back, come all the way out, and we look at each other, we're like, oh my God, it's a bear. He must be so mad. Ben's like, oh yeah, he's claiming his territory. Give me a 50-minute explanation of what's going on, right? But we didn't see the bear. You don't hear nothing, you don't see nothing. Just the trees going, whoop bam, whoop bam. It was Bigfoot. I know it was. It hit me. I didn't know then. I thought for sure it was a bear, 100%. And then later on, years later, like during this, like just recently, like a year or two ago, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, oh my God. It was them, like, because I've always had this thing with them. I think, like even when I didn't know it, I'd look back now, I'm like, oh my God, that time, this time, that time, the farm, this, even when I was 12, things like that. Like it's always happened to me. Believe it or not, where I'm zooming is a very active forest. I don't know about where like when I go into the aspens there where the leaves aren't, you'll see like a few structures, but it's mostly like markers and stuff. And you do find like one hangout. Remember, they're just not running all over the place. They're always in these little groups, like, like at a spot like that, they'll be right there, and they're not going to be just running around like your brain would think. Yes, yours, ours. Because what you're going to do is even in your deepest imagination, you're going to still picture them human-like. Like if you were a human, you'd be like, you walk over, you'd lean against the leaner. They're not human. I think it's a really important point, to remember that nothing they do is going to be like us. That's how we stay separate. There's no conflicting interests. I gotta tell you, this is much further up this hill than it looks. It's brutal. No one's gonna do this on their Sunday. No suffering I've ever done like this has ever not paid off. Hey, sorry about the wind, but look, the rest of the world and then people. The rest of the world and then people. On one 50-foot wide walking path, which we call a highway. That's where people are. Nowhere else on earth will you find people except there. 30 minutes in, I'm still climbing this hill. I really underestimated it. At a glance, it looks steep, but not too hard. 30 minutes. I'm still climbing this. just want you to feel bad for me. Wow. That was unbelievable. Trees. I don't know how far I have to walk from here. Look at these fresh piles of dirt. What the hell? Oh yeah. I saw this with the drone, not this, but I saw this forest and I knew. Here's the one catch. I just walked one of the hardest walks I've done in a long time, straight up that hill. It's different doing it through the forest because, you know, you're seeing stuff and you're not just trying to get to one place. You get there faster in a sense. There's a spot right on the edge. I'm not going in here. I just want to take a peek. I want to show you what it looks like. This is just me breaching the top. So what I gotta hope is I know their spots are down there. You guys, it goes so far that way. There's no way to come back. Like I won't be able to, I don't have the water in the gear to climb that and then come back. Really nice trail marker. Marking this forest. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Let me walk. I'm gonna go that way. I'm gonna go exactly what I did with the drone. I know a lot of this dives off, but I think if I walk a half a mile or a mile this way, there's actually a plateau forest that goes out. 5 years, I've only found a trail marker farm once before, and there it is. They did it. It's all them. I can't explain it. I've only found it once or twice before in my life. It's a forest of trail markers. And in back, it's not natural. In back, just 20 feet are perfectly normal aspens. It's all them. If you look inside, you can see they're all their language. The others. Remember, there's other ones that you don't know. Maybe the guys that do this, you have no idea about. I have no idea about. You know what I mean? We haven't covered all these guys out here yet. Look at this. I told you, just stick with me. One of these days I'll walk you into the world headquarters. Just give me time. They make me do it that way. I'm no different than anyone else. I stay one step ahead because I do it more than anybody, and they do the same thing with me. They're not going to let me do anything until there's these steps you have to complete. I know it sounds crazy, but it's not. Humans are crazy. The human world is crazy. This is normal. I've never seen anything like this. It's everything they've converted to their world. Brand new piles of dirt. Let's go see what we can find. You know, I'm surprised. After reading these structures, I've been here for a while, that they're not right here where their view is. That you got to go way in there. I can read the structures without fail. I know exactly what this is telling me, where I got to go. And based on the other structures I've seen, I got to go that way. And I don't want to. It's like the guy dead. That guy's kind of annoying in Deadpool. His bartender friend, but he's like, I'd go with you and help you, but I don't want to. Deadpool's going to kill everybody. That was pretty good, you know. He's good. That was a good break from. We needed a superhero that we all really liked, but was willing to break the. You know, Deadpool's kind of the Donald Trump of of superheroes, you know. All right, so we got all the markings. Let's keep our eyes open for language. It's very easy to miss it. And your eyes might not accept it anyway. All right, let me look around. So I'm in the middle of them, but this isn't what I film. I got to find something. I got to get them to do something, or I got to find something, or after sitting here for a while, I'm gonna see if I can't make it to some of the rocks. They're right here. I don't have any seats. I don't got any hangouts. I just have them marking up the entrance. Then when you come out of here, I want to go out up there. Oh, look at that rock stacking. Give you one word. Starts with a B. And then this. And this is cool. Like, I'll put this up. I have lots of other clips. I might just mix this in. Imagine I'm like this 15-foot Bigfoot chick comes out with like pink underwear on. She's like, "Oh, you think so?" I'd be like, "Oh yeah, you look beautiful today." Yes, I'll be her date. What am I gonna do? Blatant. It's very discreet, but of course it's marking that forest. Look at the wind. ¿Qué pasa, amigo? He can't hear me. What I tell you about the stuff that, about the clumps that they split? See how one goes that way? So if wind does it, wind only blows this way. It only comes in here if it ever blows. This way, okay? This goes right into the wind, that goes that way, and the whole thing is being held up by that one tree. It's very difficult to see. They did that. This whole thing in here is them. They run around in here, and to me, I got to be honest with you, it's little people. Okay, these are all little. I don't care how big you think the structure is. Like, oh, it must be huge. Yes, sometimes, but not like when you're seeing this kind of big. This is all done by. They might have their big buddies help them, but I think that they can do it together. This is little people land. And when I say little, some are 3 inches tall and some are 4. But they're not the big Sasquatch. He's around. They're different. Like I said, I have this feeling they're much more sophisticated than some of these others. No offense. Look at this. See, it's not exciting here. I want to get out of here. I'm not excited. I don't have any vibes here at all. Nothing. It's so weird. I should. See how you do it? See that? I'm just yelling in case you can't hear me. See the markers? Even though wind is pounding the corner, nothing is falling over. Nothing. Except their language. put it in, but what did I tell you about them being down in that forest? Even with the third. Oh, that's a good one right there. It's really good. You know, if I was over to the right a little bit and filmed that, you'd see how beautiful that X is. That's amazing to me. What does that tell you? Some of them mean here, like you have arrived. Others mean walk through, which that one does. Just walk right past it. Walk right underneath it if you have to, and just go down in there, which I might do still. I'm not taking a second for granted before the snow comes. I mean, I hope I have till mid-November before it snows. I kind of want it to snow right away to end any of these fires. I'd give up my whole season to save, you know, lives, animals, people, mostly animals. Look at that X, you guys. Is that an accident? Look at the third on it. I'm going to tell you guys about the X's and the thirds. Today's going to be a tough one. You're going to be seeing movement because all the branches are... All right, so I don't want to go too far because I think I'm going to go in there. This is uncharted territory in there. I mean, so I have to walk back up, big deal. You know what? That is a here X. The more I'm to the side of it, see how it's tilted down? It means those trees right there. I thought it was up a little higher, which will mean walk through. That one is pointing down, which means here. And which means right in those woods right there. Let's go up to this rock. You know what? I'm going to walk it this way because the wind is so bad. Look at the two. Look at that. Oh, son of a gun. We got to go. I'm walking all the way over here just to see some rocks. That's why. This is going to be a 5-6 mile day without exaggeration. And most of it is just that. I might as well just went hiking somewhere. No, I needed to know it was here. So if I apologize, thanks for checking this out. If I haven't shown anything crazy yet, because it's a place I had to come. It's just to complete the, you know, a 10-mile area. I have to come here. One reason I hadn't was because look at the teepee structure. One there. Is because of the difficulty. They're right in there. These guys can just run free in here, no magic, nothing. Because they don't care. The government sees them no matter what. There's no way for someone at a long distance with a camera or any way to trick them there. Look at that. So I showed you that X over there, right? Oh, look at this one. You can just barely see it. Look at that. Same thing. It is so... Look, there's a third on that one too. That one's just straight up and down. You know, right in front of that tree. That's a special spot. You know they're looking at me right now. It's like, I'll bet you $1 trillion. I already owe a few people $1 million for watching the whole video the other day. I got like 3 messages. Mark, I watched the whole video, how to collect my $1 million. At the end of the video, I'm like, if you've managed to watch this whole video, let me know, and I'm gonna send you $1 million. And there's actually people that did. So thank you. Since I get that $1 million, I'll make arrangements. I've also asked them for payments. I'm like, do you guys accept payments? My whole life's a payment. Not really. It used to be. I just paid, the good news, just paid off the PC, paid off. $5,000 PC, just completely paid off. Trailer, I'm getting there. I got to talk to Neil. I have no idea where I stand with the trailer. He knows. I don't know. He might not even know unless he looks, but he knows. Neil's like the master paperwork guy. Like, he's so organized. I just trust him just to deal with that. I'll just give him a payment until he says I don't have to. I'll probably be taking care of you, Neil, when you're like 100. I'm just not changing your diaper. You're gonna have to get a hot nurse for that so I can hit on her. X. Let's go see this rock stacking. It's so bizarre. I know it's because that's like a makeshift trident right there. It's the only thing in the open is that thing, this Bigfoot looking tree, and some kind of crazy stacking of rocks. That's the same as the first place I was at, except they just use 2 rocks. The other places I go to use actual faces, like the petroglyphs. It's crazy, like people that watch me have no idea what I've accomplished and what I've done. They're just seeing this video. They don't know my accomplishments. They're not on social media. They don't see the pictures. They've only seen one video. You know, they have no idea what I've done. So I'm about to walk out to that rock stacking. Look, it's so blatant here. I want to get out of here though, because it's just not my type of place. I know exactly what I'm in. And then, look, so you got your axe, you got your, look at the piles, right, of sticks. Everything's off the ground. Leaners coming up to the trees, and then what do you got? Brand new pile of dirt. No animal, okay? It's just a pile of dirt. That's it. I've been seeing a lot of them today. I might come back and sit right here. This is a great tree to sit on. It's something special to them. I don't know who them is up here, but I have a fair idea. Now let's go out. And so the most interesting place, which I'm not going to be able to get to today, is right there. It goes way down, then way up. But I've got to get over there. I think that's the best place up here. It's all backed up by aspens, and it might be the least markings over there, but that's where they're really living in the. See, another big ant farm. I'm finding ant farms in the middle of them constantly. Not the dirt piles. Just straight up giant ant farms. Sometimes with footprints in them. And I think that they might use ants or eat them for something. Give me a sec. See how they blinded that spot? Just recently, not 100 years ago, to this recently. Everything I'm filming has happened, not everything, but a lot of it is very recent. See, this is how you're gonna know that's the best. Because they won't have anything else. You won't even see a symmetrical X. Look at that forest. It's flawless. I'm gonna tell you why. See it? There's barely a leaner in there. Because that's where, right there is where they're coming from. You can't tell now, but if you go up and over, it's all like petroglyphs, incredible rock faces and stuff. So here's what you'll see. Here's how you'll know. Tridents. I don't think anything's there. I'm just taking a look because you can kind of tell in that forest. Check this out. Look, there's nothing up here. There's no trails, nothing. Look at this shrine. All right, so I'm gonna do my talking really quick because of the wind up here. I showed you what's in this forest. It goes straight down. I told you can go 7 miles that way. Okay, over there you're not seeing forest. The forest is all that way. Here's my problem: is this? Can't deal. Can't deal with this mentally. No people. No, and by the time you got up here, even if you were an Olympian, the last thing you would do is this. And it was done a long, long time ago. Because I can tell, you know, the ground. There's no place where these rocks came from. So there's their playground right there. They come out, they go to the other forest. That's an amazing spot I got to get to one day. You'll see as you get around the other side, it all becomes rock faces and caves. And that's why that's just so incredible over there. And it's why there's a lack of like structures over there, because they're literally coming out of there. You guys tell me what the hell that is. I mean, it's there for the whole world to see. These two random piles of dirt with two rocks and a stick. I'm gonna lose my mind with the dirt. Someone said they're gonna do the dirt. Who was that the other day? I don't know if you were joking or not. And the premier was like, Mark, because I said everyone needs to pick like one thing and focus on that, you know, because I can't do everything. And some guy said, Mark, I'm gonna do the dirt, and I was like, if he was serious, I'm thrilled. Hey, you guys, check it out. So not only does it have, it's an X, it's a here X with the third, but then there's an X underneath it, and then everything touches the X and comes out. Look, so they can spawn in that bush, and then walk out of it as long as they're within those X's, and then see how the X's touch the rest of the forest, and the rest of the forest comes out. As long as they're near those stakes, the energy, that low kinetic energy or whatever the word is good enough, and then they touch the staff to it, or because that's what I think, that the staff doesn't always work. The staff has to touch that energy, has to touch those connections, and then they do have special tech, but I don't think they have as many. So if one wants to be out here, like if he wants to be right there, but completely so I can't see him, we've caught him too many times, like just standing right there, and ask Tom S. will tell you, they always have like something in their hand, always. And that's something in their hand, I'm convinced, is bear's been here. These are the cinnamons up here. I've seen him, actually. I'm convinced that... See that corner? Forget what I was saying. Don't worry about it. But over there, see the corner? That's where I walked in before. Right there, there's a giant world right there. And then it'll really get good as you go back. Here's another one of their hidden places. It's only over there they're like that. People can't get there. See that? Amazing, isn't it? Look, there's your other X. Hidden. That only you guys would be able to see. No one else in the world but you. Feel special. Because these people are really dumb. Okay? Remember, as far as the Earth goes, this is too blatant. This is dirt from under the ground. And since this is the highlight of one of the hardest thing, it's weird. God, is it such a marker out in the open? Look at the third. Now, don't forget there's a symmetrical X underneath it that's laying on the ground that's connected to all kinds of other sticks. And then I walk down, and then over in there's another X that's smaller, but it looks just like it, marking another tree. See, those are special places. And you just see, what do you see? The tree. You're not thinking that the tree is actually covering something special, that it's hiding something. All as you can think of as a human being is that tree. This is what I'm trying to teach you slowly. You got to think outside the box. You can't think. Look how this is all this dirt's on the connected structures. You can't think like a person. Only think like a person if you're driving your child to school. Otherwise, just completely forget you're a human being. Because it's all ridiculous. I'm not saying don't be kind to people, don't be, not to be nice. I'm just saying don't think like they want you to. Unless you want to. And if you want to be one of those people, I decided to come into this aspen forest a little bit. It's all them, but nothing I normally would show you, except that it's kind of pretty because all the leaves are falling. A little different looking. This is where you see bears. See, look. See how it's eerie? Like, they don't do anything nice. See how it's tucked? I mean, it's kind of cool. It's not that. It's actually the wood they're working with that makes it look a little different. Look at that. It's not just one tucked, it's two tucked. Look at that. It literally goes underneath. And then you got the brake that you can put your beer on. And then everything's connected on the ground. And off the ground. It's not on the ground, as always. I'm going to walk through here. I'm not going to film anymore. I'm going to walk through here. Unless I find something shocking. I'm going to walk through here. This is more or less just so you know I'm trying today. You can see I'm out here. I'm trying. I'm so far away. I could have just drove up the road. So I got something really special going on. And I had to go to the post office, and I just made the decision. I'm like, let's just go to that place. Just do it. Just walk up that thing. It's going to pay off. I saw that with the drone. I saw through here with the drone. But it's not... To get where what I'm talking about is that way. It's down that hill. And I can't do that today. My lower back. It took me an hour just to climb the hill coming up, and I had very little water. Over now. Found a spot back here. It's active. I didn't film it, but right there, you can still see a little bit of it. There's seats that have been cleared. Better than that one. Literally just perfectly round. And there's no leaves on them. Just like today, it's been cleared. And it's right here. I just yelled a little bit. I was like, are you guys freaking kidding me? I was like, I walked all the way up here. I know they're not involved with me because besides just watching me and waiting for me to leave, because there's just nothing. I don't have my vibes. I got nothing. I did find a really amazing structure though. Okay. Without fail, never will I show you their stuff unless there's a trident involved. Look at that. I found something very similar to this recently. Up by those power lines, remember that? Like a month ago? Look at that. Oh yeah, this is good. I like this. Look at that. As soon as I see this, I'm happy. You can pile all the huts up you want, but when I see, the uniform, the blatant, that's an X over top of that, guys. You see that right there? That one coming out. That's a symmetrical X, right there. Look at this spot. You guys in there? Little people. Look at this spot. See the yellow aspen leaves really cover everything up. They just fell, and I can see where they've cleared them. So that was really happy. That made me happy. When I saw that, I stuck around for a little while. I'm seeing that they moved the leaves in the last day or two. Probably today, because today's the first real wind we've had. I can't imagine up here. I think Callie said it was windy down there. I can't imagine what that's doing with the fires. See the setting place? This is one of his spots. I'm going to sit right here just to piss them off. I really am. Yeah, I want to not piss them off, but I want to rub it in their face because they're just not doing it. I know when I'm involved with them and I know when I'm not. And right now I'm not. And I know they're right here. They're not doing anything to me. Oh, look at this. See, this is what I was looking for. The hidden world. God, some of this stuff's been here, you guys, for a long time. I didn't mean that. I meant this. Watch this. Because now I'm getting over to where there's the seat. They didn't move it, but that's a seat right there. You can even see probably the breeze itself has been blowing the leaves out. See, to me, that was done not by the age of the sticks, but by how long it looks like they've been in the ground and stuff. That's been done that's been sitting there like that for a long, long time. And if you don't buy that, first of all, look at all the trails. It's all trampled. There's no growth. Okay, here's your teepee structure. Look at that. Look how there's a random aspen right there. There's no way that an aspen that branch could have fell there. It's not possible. All right, and then you see the teepees. Mostly because the only aspen next to it, near it, is that one, and it's dead. It doesn't have any branches on it. Dead. And that branch is recent. See the hills? This is where you get them. Places no human's ever been before. They'll be on the steepest hills you've ever seen in your life. Look at this. So again, what are they doing? He's set up for the hill. They're set up to fight a war, to protect this hill. Look at that. That's pretty cool, right there. There's a seat right underneath it. There's a seat right there. There's an X on the ground with the seat next to it, underneath the teepee structure. And that's been disturbed really recently. It goes all through there. It looks like there's a bunch of them that sit right there, blatant. Oh, look at that. See, no leaves. No leaves at all. This guy don't like leaves. He walks up here. Mark, be careful. Don't get stuck on you got any further. You guys think goes straight there, it goes straight down the hill. These dudes don't care about this incredible, beautiful view behind. I mean, I guess they can go look at it, but when they're sitting hanging out, they're watching the hill. Look at this, you guys. They're right here. They're all sitting right here. Look, no leaves. All disturbed. See it? No leaves. All disturbed. Right here. It's not that mind-blowing on the camera, but this is you're looking at the home of creatures that nobody knew excuse me. That was a bubble in my throat. No one knew existed, and I'm being completely serious. Hardly anyone in the world, except for the secret people, because this isn't Bigfoot. These are friends of. You know what this is? This isn't Bigfoot. This is Alice in Wonderland. Now I've already determined what that is. That spot is a special spot just for some of them. And here's see the outside markers? That's blocking them in. It's retaining that area in a sense, hypothetically. I just walked out of it. There's another teepee. It's just two, but it's like an X. And then you're out of it. Here's another three. X. I don't like those places. They don't care about me in those places. They don't do anything, because if they could hear me or zap me, they didn't. And, make a whistle, do something. They don't do nothing. It really pisses me off, because I bust my ass for these guys to come up here, and they didn't even go. I know it's not the same ones every time, but they know who I am, believe me. They know exactly what I want. They know who I am. So that's a whole spot. It goes above it too. It's this thin spot that goes like this. So they probably do have a view at the top, which is right there. I was like, you guys, you're not going to scare me. I'm sick of this. I'm right here. Look where I am. You could kill me and have me scream for 3 days straight and not one person would ever hear me. Here I am. Whatever you are, don't care. I'm not afraid of anything. I told Jimmy today on Facebook, I'm not afraid of anything except poison ivy. What the hell, guys? I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you what the hell. Because they do it all the time, right next to a stick like that. Because it's part of theirs. Okay, then there's a tombstone. It's a freaking tombstone. That was put there not even that long ago. Could have been lifted up by a bear, but I don't know. Then so forget about the big pile. Explain this to me. Riddle me this. You see that? It's the dirt. I moved it, but it wasn't even touching the ground. It was on top of the leaves and on top of the grass. Okay? Animals. People, I swear, I'm going to lose my mind with the simplicity of the human mind. It's gonna make my brain because people are so small-brained. My brain is going to explode, and I'm not even that smart, and my brain's going to explode because of how dumb they are. I can't imagine what really smart people go through, like, kind of like observing the world. Like, I'm talking about like really smart people. Like, not that you got. I'm talking about there's like 3 of them. Okay, and they must be like, man, these people are so stupid. Like, I'm not even talking about the subject. I just mean in general. Like, just a bunch of idiots walking around on the earth having no idea who they are. It's an incredible thing. And I mean this to be positive, as negatively as it sounds. It's a positive thing because we need to talk about reality. And sometimes reality is a negative, and we've got to discuss it. And it has to be put in your face. And I'm the one to do it. I'm going to jump right into your face. I said I wasn't going to film this anymore, but sometimes I can't help it. Again, was put on a stick. Here's this pile. Look at this pile. This one has an actual trail that goes back and forth. It's hard to see because leaves just fell on it, but see if you can tell. They were literally coming back and forth and dumping it there. Not much different. The way I see it is like if that was your house in there somewhere, your dad has you like cleaning up the yard so you can make $20. And you're wheelbarrowing like the stuff into like the backyard. That's what this is. Look at the trail markers, guys. Look at this. I'm in a forest. They literally created they manipulated every single tree in the forest. I think I put it up before and said I've only seen that once or twice in 5 years have I seen them do that. And the other time was way out of Craig, Colorado, an hour or 2 out. You could probably figure out where that was if you Google Craig, Colorado, like Google mapped it, and then look for the only close real forest near it. It's some park, and that's where I found it. They're all up there. It's the only place. It's incredible up there. You guys, this was just dumped there. There's not even a leaf on it. Just dumped there. They're living in the ground. The others, they live in the ground. They constantly, the whole summer, are putting piles of dirt. Constantly. I'm trying to figure it out. Is that just a bedroom? You know, what is that? I don't know. Piles of dirt without holes everywhere. Only where they are. Never see something like that before? It's impossible. It's a forest of trail markers. They literally made every one of them. Look at the dirt. That stick is in the dirt. I think I did walk through here on the way. So what I did was I walked all the way out there, a half mile that way, then walked that way by that white X and then came in lower and then walked all through and came up. And this is the spot right here. There's nothing else. Look, this is important to know, and I'll shut up. There's nothing here, nothing there. Okay? You get to the trail markers, it's an amazing thing. So your brain can deny that all you want, but you get to these trail markers, which I happen to know for a fact. It's not something, I don't think anything. Everything I do is a fact, okay? Because I've done it so many times. You get to this, which is the only place on this hill that looks strange on the outside, right? Piles of dirt, trail markers everywhere. Walk straight in there. Sorry about the zoom. Straight in there, and that's just in this, just 50 feet wide, all the way down, is a special place. Only in front of this. So basically why that was important was, like, so say you were walking, you're like, man, I don't know how Mark does it, I never see anything. You'd be surprised what you're walking by. And you would almost swear to God you didn't. It's right there. So that's what I'm saying, you're walking out like this, you don't see anything. Like, here's regular aspens. That's how aspens look. You go to them, you get near them, that's how they look. Okay? They are the forest. They're the bosses out here. They control and manipulate and are in charge of every single aspect of this earth, I believe. As long as you're not on Route 80, they're in charge. They are this, guys. This is their home. Yours is a highway over there. I want to make that very clear. Look at this. This is the first. This is all. It's all connected. It's all. By the way, the manipulated ones are only here together. And then I think it's so you don't go through here. But then there's something always cuts through another pile of dirt underneath. Okay. They definitely don't want anything. I don't think people have ever been here, but except that on that corner out there, and hardly ever. Like, it's just too hard to walk up that hill. It's too hard. I can't imagine anyone willing to do it. You got to stop so many times, like, what are they blocking? That's what I want to see. Yeah, so here's something. Here's one of those things made, and then you got a pile of dirt with a stick. All right. I saw something white back here. I really thought it was a structure, but it's not. Incredible amounts of dirt going out here. So everything's just twisted, and it's their world. That's what their world looks like. It's not natural. That's like a made type of hut. Probably an invisible hut, so you can go in there and be invisible. Okay, I got a couple minutes left on my only battery. Check this out. That's a spot right there. Look at the ground. He sits right there. It's amazing. I'm still up here. Now I'm all the way on the right corner. Wait. We all find that right there in the middle of them. I got 2 minutes left. Let's see if I can't get this structure. This was hiding from me the first time I walked by here. Look at that. I don't know why they do this. This doesn't make any sense. It's so they can be in here. That's the only thing I can come up with. I'm done. If I see that thing's in my way, I step on it. I used to be so careful. Now I'm like, especially the ones that don't give me anything. Like, I bust my ass as a human, and I have other Sasquatch that are extremely friendly with me, and we're friends, and we have camaraderie. And then I get to these psycho, others like that are just nuts, that are just like animals or something. And I'm not dealing. I'm sick of them. I just yelled at them. You can be mad at me if you want. I'm done with the craziness of these idiots. They're ridiculous. I've committed weeks and months of my life to these particular guys, and they do nothing always. I mean, I've gotten things with them, but it's not because they're doing it for me. I've even seen them with my eyes. The black ones, they look like Ewoks. I think Ewoks are real. I'm not kidding. Look at that X there. So, really cool spot at the top of an impossible mountain, 10 miles from the closest paved road. But at the same time, just blah. Like, I'm blah with these guys. I don't like them. I like to be. The frustration comes out. You guys can hear it. Like, I'm really frustrated with today. Like, I know I filmed, like, a guy told me, he's like, Mark, those days you complain about not being good enough, I would kill a family member to stand in the spot that you're not happy with. And I was like, I'm happy with it. I just, I'm pushing for more. I got to been there, done this. But I had to be here, so it's not a loss. I mean, I had to be here. This is something I've been waiting to walk up that hill for 5 years. No joke. I'm not lying. 5 years. See? Look at their entrance. Same thing. Oh, do they have the same thing? So you got some kind of trail marker? What's right here? Is it rocks like that other place is? Oh, see, they do it here too. Fake fire. Fake fire? No, there was a real fire. Long time ago. There was a fire in there. So long ago. It's kind of weird. Those in there are strange. Looks like one of their sticks right there with the fork on it. Looks to me like they've put these sticks in there. I see old fire, like there's, I mean, it must have been a long time ago, right? Because you got to walk up that hill. Someone probably did this here a long time ago, so they were sure that they wouldn't be caught. And I swear it looks like to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and say fake fire because of the sticks, and you can tell. See how they're laid out? 1, 2, 3. One's a trident. Go behind. It's basically a Bigfoot stick. We'll call it. You see that? Look at it on big scale. If I show that to you 100 feet tall, you'd be like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. If I show it to you small, it's not going to register. It doesn't impress you. That's the thinking you got to get out of. That has to impress you, in a sense. Hey, there's a golf tee in there. Does that impress you? Oh, they're probably launching golf balls from up here. Oh yeah, totally. They probably only brought one club with them, though. There's no way they could carry a whole bag of clubs up here. Fake fire, they did that. I think a person might have, I think they added stuff in. This is what it looks like to me. I think they did those rocks there, and they did those sticks. I'd be willing to bet you money. And that fire, to me, looks like, I mean, there's barely anything there. As far as a fire, it has to be a long time ago. 10 years, something like that. And this dude's just launching golf balls just straight off. That's funny. I don't mind people like that. That guy did a nice job on that fireplace. I think they've come out since and they put the kids or whatever. They mark it, you know. Fake fire. I got 1 minute. I'm just trying to run this battery. Just running on a Zoom. Sorry about the wind. Battery's blinking. I'll say it again. Someone just thought, where's the Bigfoot? Well, where is anything? There's no birds here, there's no elk, there's no bears, there's no ground squirrels, yet there's millions of each one right here. But you can't see them. So what makes you think? That's why no one ever found Bigfoot, because they've walked into forests like that and Bigfoot wasn't just standing there waiting for him. And that's the simplicity of the human mind. I've been in the forest for 40 years. So you think that he's just going to walk right by you? That they're not going to know that they don't have a system set up for when you show up? I mean, it's an amazing thing. Hey, let me show you. Look, dirt with a hole. That's an animal. See, you see, it's just, and look, it's just like a groundhog. They all do the same thing. Most people don't know this. I grew up with a farm, so I know, okay? We always had a farm as a vacation house. That's where my parents live now full-time, and I'll be there over years. I'm gonna get you guys some good shit out there. Good stuff. There is an X over at Star Structure, technically. But to me, this looks like a ground squirrel, and it's real small, but he's also got, this is what most people don't know, so there's his back exit. They don't just have one. They'll never have one because of predators. So if a predator's here, like a weasel's chasing him, you know, he's here digging, he just runs out there, he's like, and he just leaves. That's how they all do it. Groundhogs sometimes have 2 or 3 entrances, and possibly more. And then see the dirt? It's just kicked out of the hole. It's not carried in a wheelbarrow somewhere and just put there. Okay, mark my words. Anything I say, I think about the future. They're going to look back at Mark Abel, and they're going to talk about that dirt pile. How did that guy know about that dirt? Things like that. You'll see. I'll never speak about something that won't be mentioned later because I think about the future. I don't want people to look back and be like, I knew that guy was full of crap, blah, 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 blah. I'm never going to give anyone that satisfaction. So everything I tell you will be legit, I promise. You guys ever see my awesome sweatshirt Jeffrey had made for me? It's really cool. It's like the only one. It's a custom sweatshirt. I don't know if he had one. I think he had one made too. I'm not sure what he did, but that's the one he sent me. Very thoughtful of Jeffrey. You know, it's always the people that know it the best. You know, that's why, you know, you're like, oh, why do these people? Mark has like a cult fight. No, these people are my friends. It's not even close. Okay, most of those people that follow me are smarter than I am. They're not going to follow me in any shape or form, cult-wise. Okay, they follow me because they understand where I'm really at and what I'm really doing. If the whole world knew, to be honest with you, I'd probably be the most famous person in the world. As crazy as that sounds, it's not. It's just that you're not, because you don't, even you that's unbrainwashed a little, doesn't realize unless you're put on a pedestal on TV, no one's going to know. What we're doing here, there's nothing more important that's been uncovered in the entire world, because this leads to everything. And those guys get that, at least better than most people. That's why Jeffrey's on Patreon. That's why Jeffrey can see all the pictures. He finds pictures that no one else can find, and that's why he took the time to make me this amazing sweatshirt. I love it. That's one thing I tell you. I appreciate it, but when someone sends me money, which is what I really need, I guess, all the time. There's never enough. Is one thing I will always accept is like t-shirts or like a sweatshirt. I just love, I think it's everybody, isn't it? Like, who doesn't love getting like free t-shirts and sweatshirts? You don't even necessarily care like what it says. As long as it's comfortable and it's like a free shirt, it's awesome. So, all right, bye. This Yeti, it's been a long day. Do me a favor, just say over and out for everybody. Please. Right now. Thank you.